Namaste. We have Eric and Rachel, who are our latest ambassadors for the World Yoga Federation in Salt Lake City. They're from Yoga Soul. Eric and Rachel, welcome. You guys look like you're in a beautiful place. Tell me where you are.
We are on a Greek island called Kufo Nisi, and we are just finishing up a yoga retreat with some beautiful students from the United States.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. How long is your retreat?
7 days.
Oh, nice, nice. And you guys, is this something you guys do every year?
Yes, we hold traditionally one a year, and next year we're going to start holding 3 to 5 annually. It just brings people so much closer together, and we also have space to draw into deeper teachings, much more time for meditation, pranayams, mantra. It's very beautiful. Friendship as well.
Awesome, awesome. So, for those of you who don't know, Eric and Rachel are a power couple who have been running Yoga Soul for a while now, and they have learned their yoga in India. And before we jump into your personal story, I'd love the people listening in to know a bit more about what made you, connect with the World Yoga Federation, and what made you decide to join us and get on board as an ambassador.
Thank you. We are students of Manju Joyce and Srivatsa Ramaswamy. And it's very important to us to honor the classical roots of yoga. And the World Yoga Federation is the only federation, literally, that we feel comfortable with having as a foundational balance for everything that we do in the roots of yoga, because you come from the heart of yoga, because you keep very true to the essence of what yoga is. And after our search for you and speaking to you and feeling the energy that emulates from this foundation, we knew that we were home with you. And we are so grateful that this foundation exists. And we're so happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. We are absolutely honored to have you both as our ambassadors and, of course, our members. So, tell me your origin story. Let everyone know how did you guys firstly how did you discover yoga? Was it individual or together, or were you all on this journey together? And how did you all meet and say, "Hey, let's be together and run a yoga business"?
We've been practicing yoga well before we knew each other, and that's been a very integral part of our relationship and our life since we have been together.
Beautiful.
We both practiced yoga and very different backgrounds. But when we discovered that we practiced at the same yoga shala, but on different days, we just had never met for years. And it brought us together in communication. And then we realized that through the threads of yoga, there was a lot in common, and yoga literally brought us together. And once we were together, it was life opens up and it shows you what is your path. And the path that opened was to have yoga take a greater precedence in our lives. We were both already teaching, but we knew that we needed to open yoga shalas in Utah that honored the ancient roots of yoga and that dove into practices that were beyond asana and vinyasa. And that's what we've been doing ever since. It's just been so beautiful, very rewarding, gives a lot of life purpose and depth of finding our soul energy, as well as helping others to do that too.
Oh, beautiful. And tell us more about your yoga shala.
Okay, do you want to do that one, Eric?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we started a yoga studio called Yoga Soul in St. George. And then a few years later, we moved to Salt Lake City to became the second owners of Centered City Yoga. And ever since then, we've been cultivating Centered City Yoga, but with the primary heart of Yoga Soul. And Yoga Soul is how we run our retreats and our teacher training programs. And it's where we were able to bring greater depth into it. Our yoga shalas are first and foremost places of sanctuary where people come and they can feel safe with each other, know that they are never judged, they have true friendships, and they can also, at their own levels and in their own timing, dive into the practices of yoga. And we are able to bring in lots of beautiful teachers to teach us deeper teachings that otherwise might not be found inside the state that we live in. And soon we'll be having Srivatsa Ramaswamy come to visit us again. And that will be in September and October of this year. And we're just so grateful. And we feel like our places that we've cultivated are places for many teachers to come and share their different lineages and the roots of what has held sacred these pathways for so many thousands of years.
Wow, fantastic. That's really lovely. So you're gonna let us know when when he's coming, so then we can put it on the airwaves and let people know to come to Salt Lake City to meet him at your studio.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, we actually have the dates. It'll be September 22nd through
Hmm.
October 11th of this year. And he'll be doing 100 hours of teaching. And in the mornings will be vinyasas and pranayams and asana as he learned from Krishnamacharya, who was his primary teacher for over 30 years. And in the afternoons, we will study the Samkhya Karika with him of a translation that he just authored along with his own commentary, along with some Yoga Sutras.
Oh, beautiful. And how can people sign up for this?
We have a website called Yoga Soul, SOUL .org. And it's a very easy, simple website. If you go to that website, then you'll see on the top, it says trainings, and you can click on that and it will give all the information for Srivatsa Ramaswamy's teachings and everything that they would need to know to sign up.
Fantastic, fantastic. Wonderful. And so, how did you guys start decide on setting up a yoga studio space? Did you were you teaching at different studios and or community centers, and then you found a space and decided, okay, yeah, we're gonna make that transition, or were people like, hey, where's your studio? Did they keep asking you till you said, okay, maybe I should have a studio?
We opened Yoga Soul in southern Utah, which we've now sold since we live in Salt Lake City now. But when we opened it and first moved to St. George, there was no yoga studio that we felt comfortable in. It was not anything beyond pop music and I don't know, simple movement, but without the breath being led. And I felt like there was a deep need for an authentically taught with breath, with slowing down, with mindfulness space. And we wanted to create it to feel that need in our community. And otherwise, before that, I primarily taught privately. And I also taught at retreats. And yes, we created it simply to feel that need. And then when we moved to Salt Lake City, there was an established studio that had run into some troubles. And it was a studio that when I had lived there prior that I attended, and it felt very important to save it. And we made the decision to move back there to save it and cultivate it, which has been very rewarding. And now we're still doing it, and we have retreats and our trainings and the ability to reach more people by having moved back to a larger city.
Wow, that's so inspiring. That's really beautiful. Definitely, recognizing the practice where it comes from and the roots and the heritage is such an important part. I think everybody's on a journey where at some point you reach a point with, whether you started with any kind of yoga. and then you reach a point where you're like, okay, I need to know this a bit more about this. And so if you guys are in Utah, you need to reach out to Eric and Rachel, and they're going to help you in that journey moving forward.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric, Rachel, and Eric for joining us. I know it's a busy time for you. You're wrapping up your retreat, but you took the time to meet with us, speak with us, and we're really excited to see all the amazing things we're going to do together.
Yes, thank you. So many things. And I know that what you have created with this federation is so beautiful. And we are beyond happy and grateful to be a part of your dream. Thank you. Thank you. And keeping the roots of yoga alive and helping all people globally to be able to discover and receive the benefits of yoga. Thank you so much for your work and your beautiful pathway that you've created.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.